Hi everybody, my name is Mike Henson and I welcome you to ALS News Now. We are the official video archive of No More Excuses ALS Watchdogs, the group that has taken Facebook by storm for ALS advocacy. I have one quick statement for you that you may have a hard time believing, but it is absolutely true. In 2021, ALS could be and should be a treatable chronic disease by now. It is absolutely a fact. ALS has been halted with real FDA trial track drugs. Two of them, in fact. One, called the T-REG procedure by Dr. Stanley Appel in Houston, Texas, is completing a phase 2b trial now and will be starting a phase 3 soon. This drug has completely halted the progression of our disease. It did so in 2017 at that hospital in Houston, Texas. Were you even aware? The second drug, called NurOwn, tragically, we just learned this week, has failed its FDA phase 3 approval. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, this is the biggest mistake in ALS history. This drug, called NurOwn, is a revolutionary new stem cell product from a company called Brainstorm Therapeutics. I was in this trial personally. I made 14 trips to Boston, Massachusetts, as did 199 other people in this trial. It was a 50-50 double-blind placebo trial, meaning that 100 of us were given a fake drug to watch us die, to see how fast we would die in comparison to others with ALS. Despite incredible results from this trial, the FDA ruled that it wasn't good enough. Despite a group in this trial of people who were more newly diagnosed showing incredible results, the FDA still killed this trial. The system we have for ALS is badly broken. And with your help, we will change it. Worse, hardly a single one of our large fundraisers supported this drug. Most rarely talk about actual drugs and where they are in the approval process. You'll see a note from time to time on one of their websites, or a tweet perhaps, but at No More Excuses, that's all we do. We are 100% patient-led, grassroots, and we have zero payroll. Most of you would be surprised to learn that your favorite ALS charity almost certainly pays a payroll, and not a small one. Today, the ALS Association pays $10.5 million a year in salaries. And its performance has been, well, I'll just let you be the judge of that. But considering that we still have no effective therapy for ALS, more than 7 years after the vaunted Ice Bucket Challenge raised $115 million, much of which is still in a bank today, that money did not produce the approval of a single FDA-approved therapy for ALS. Notice I didn't say they didn't exist. What I said was it did not produce, meaning it did not fund a single FDA-approved therapy. With the loss of NurOwn this week, at the end of February 2021, the outlook for ALS is now grim. This single decision by the FDA has left a gaping hole in ALS's future. I feel almost sick after spending 2 full years of my life advocating for a drug that I know works, as do many others. But don't take my word for it. Go to the playlist here on this channel called NurOwn Phase 3 Videos, and you'll hear a dozen people who were in this trial tell you that they're certain that it worked for them as well. Incredibly, The loss of this drug has now set back ALS a decade. There is nothing else coming for quite some time. Sure, there are drugs that the ALS Association is in love with. One of them is now called AMX35, a drug that extends life by a few more months. Unlike NurOwn, which had the ability in some people to completely halt ALS. I saw it with my own eyes in several people, including one who was progressing at over 2.5 points a month and went to 0 on the ALS FRS score. He'd kept his own data, and frankly, you can see it. He looks good, he's stronger, he speaks better. And now he faces death because this drug was killed. If you or your loved one has ALS today, you were robbed. You were robbed of all hope that you had to keep your body in working condition as long as possible. This is an unmitigated tragedy for this disease, and a disease with nothing but tragedy. This is why, my friends, I urge you to please dive in, do your homework, and come out swinging. We need you in this fight. We need you to be smart, to be savvy, to know the data, to know the truth, and most importantly, to know who to give your money to, and also who not to give it to. I think I've given you a little clue on that question already. But if you'll join us here and watch these videos, especially the NurOwn videos, I recommend the treatment week videos, they're excellent. And then we've got as much as you care to watch here. Binge watch for a weekend ALS videos. If you are newly diagnosed, you can learn the truth here. It's here. Just watch through the videos as best you can to learn the truth about this terrible disease. And then be sure to come and join our Facebook platform called No More Excuses ALS Watchdogs. There you will find up to the second breaking news about ALS drugs like NurOwn, T-REGs, AMX35, copper ATSM, and many, many more. You will also learn what others may or may not want you to learn and to know. We are not a conspiracy site. We prove what we say. We report the truth to you, fellow ALS patients, because let's face it, as you may be learning right now, ALS is a disease of defeat. Defeatism is ALS's middle name. Slowly, things are changing, but we need to do better. We need new leadership in ALS. We need regime change badly. With your help, over the next year or 2 or 3 or however long it takes, we will get that regime change. We will start to put drugs in bodies, which, by the way, is the #1 mission of No More Excuses. We don't make money. We don't ask for your money for salaries or payroll. We have no payroll. In fact, we never will. We are patients. And that's the only way we'll have it. So come join us. Also, follow my Twitter feed at ALS_now, where you'll again find the latest breaking news and pithy commentary about ALS. Sometimes the truth is not pretty, especially in ALS, a disease where everybody walks on pins and needles and has been afraid to speak their mind for over 140 years. Thankfully, those days are ending as we, ALS, begin our journey, just like HIV did with the ACT UP movement, to success. Now, make no mistake, the loss of NurOwn is a huge, huge setback. It was set to be our AZT moment. In fact, even better than AZT, because unlike AZT, NurOwn was not toxic in the least. What a tragedy. What an incredible tragedy. And you, as an ALS patient or a loved one of an ALS patient, should be infuriated by this unmitigated disaster. So come join us I hope that you found this video already and this site to be informative. Many of you may not have known that you should be having treatment tomorrow. You should be on your way to one of 6 trial sites across the United States soon after approval of this drug, which could be done literally as soon as approval is granted, and a little bit of time for gearing up production. You could be having your bone marrow removed, processed, and placed in your spine and have a good chance, like so many did that we believe and we've seen and I've interviewed, completely stopped progressing. In other words, they stayed right where they were. Incredible. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you find No More Excuses and ALS News Now to be exactly what you were looking for, the truth, for once in this terrible disease. Thank you, and goodbye.